What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank y'all for joining me on this beautiful Thursday evening. I definitely appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in, hit that subscribe button on the way out. How's everybody's week going? I hope it's going good. Got a few things to get into. We're going to try to catch up on some things that we missed on Tuesday night as well. Trump pled not guilty today. I know you guys probably was watching the news and saw that. I tried to catch the stream, and I caught right at the end as his motorcade was going back to the airport. Of course, no cameras in the courtroom, just him going in and out. But before he boarded the plane, he gave a quick little statement for everybody. We're going to play that for you guys. Beyonce bounces Lizzo. I think she was trying to distance herself from that lawsuit that's coming down the line. And we got some video footage of Lizzo actually bragging about the incident in question. We're going to talk about that Chinese Biolab that was found in California. Typical, unbelievable, but totally predictable. And then Vivek files a FOIA for Trump. He wants to get to the bottom of what's going on with Trump. Why are they going after him so hard? So he's filed a Freedom of Information Act to get those documents. We're going to talk about that and so much more on tonight's show. Kablamo. What's up, guys and girls? I appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all so much for being here. Sonia says I was listening to Alan Dershowitz breaking down the latest Trump indictment, and I'm madder than ever. Yeah, I saw a little bit of something about that. I didn't actually watch the video. What's up, Anthony? Cat's in the house. Sonia's in the house. Thank you guys for joining me on Rumble and YouTube. Make sure you stick around after the show. We're going to Rumble to cover some other stuff that we can't cover on the YouTube, of course. You know how that goes. Make sure you go to that rebelwithoutareason.com to get all your shirts, hats, hoodies, and more. You also got a link to the live show over there, just in case they try to hide you from the stream. You know they do that from time to time. Check out that new T24 shirt we got now available. I think it's pretty bad myself. Cool as hell. Got your man Trump on there. Trump 24. Get that and more. You got it in hoodies, shirts. Got it on the mug, all that fun stuff. Make sure you go over there, rebelwithoutareason.com. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get this show started. Where's my thing? Oh, man, that X is messing me up. My brain is programmed to see the little blue bird, and now that X marks the spot. I need to get on board, I guess. Get into this thing right here. Kind of go in reverse here and watch a Vivek first. Let's watch your boy, see what he's got planned for Mr. Trump. The media's favorite new word for Trump, by the way, is Mr. Trump, in case y'all didn't know. Let me get this window in order over here so we can watch this together. Bam. What you got, sir?
Earlier this week, I sued the U.S. Department of Justice, and I further filed an additional FOIA request to understand.
He sued him. I thought he was just filing the request. I didn't know he actually sued him. Is he just talking out, being a little extra with that, or is he really did sue somebody? The Department of Justice.
And what President Biden told Jack Smith, what Merrick Garland told Jack Smith, because we want the truth. Today I'm in front of the courthouse in Washington, D.C., where the 45th President of the United States, my competitor in this race, will be arraigned later today. But I think that the symbolic moment of today is something far deeper than just this case. We live in an era of the noble lie, the so-called lie that the government tells to its people because it believes the people can't handle the truth. Why is it that we see...
I need to pull that too, by the way. You can't handle the truth. That would be perfect right there. Get that bump. Get that A Few Good Men movie bump. I like that. Do. I appreciate that. Let's do it.
Rise of 3 different indictments, 3 supposedly independent prosecutions at the same time in the midst of a presidential election. It's because the government does not trust the people to select their leaders. This is the old...
What is my governor waiting for? What do you mean, Sonia? Thank you for starting with this story, Rebel. Because I wanted to ask you, what is your governor waiting for? Please elaborate. What do you mean? Bill Lee is doing a great job, as far as I can tell. Anthony says, Rebel, what would Trump Vivek ticket? Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, Trump said that he's going to watch this next debate that they're going to have. I can't remember exactly when they're going to have it. All the Republicans and everybody's going to get up there and do their thing. But Trump said he's not going to get up there and debate this time. He's going to watch and see who his vice president's going to be. And I think he's got some good ideas. He's controversial, you know what I mean? But he's smart. Yep, so he's gonna basically hold job auditions for these fools.
Worldview rearing its ugly head again. We fought a revolution in this country in 1776 for a simple idea. that we, the people, determine how we select our leaders.
Oh, Sonia says, if I understand Vivek's speech, Bill Lee is not doing much about releasing that trans shooter manifesto. It already got released to the family, Sonia. It got released to the families. So it's pretty much out of their hands now. And the families, it got released to the shooter's family. Then the shooter's family released it to the victims' families. So they have it. If they want to release it to the public, that's up to them. So it really don't have nothing to do with Bill Lee anymore. I guess it could do something, I'm sure, but I don't know. It gets kind of iffy when you got murdered children, you know what I mean?
Have a government.
But it is evidence in a case. So, I mean, a good lawyer, I think, could make the argument, hey, this is evidence in a case. It could prevent further harm to children. You got to know how to word it, man, so the jury would be sympathetic to your case. But you got to stand by what the law says.
That is accountable to its people rather than the other way around. Yet today we now live in a country where when the people question that government, they are themselves the subject of scrutiny. That is wrong. I was in Nashville yesterday demanding the release of that transgender shooters manifesto. Tell the truth. Biden, Garland, tell us the truth about what you actually told Jack Smith. And you go back over the last year, it's the same story all over again. Tell us the truth about the COVID origin. Tell us the truth about where the virus originated. Tell us the truth about what we know about vaccine mandates and mask mandates. Even in a recent hearing about UFOs in Congress, just tell us the truth instead of repeatedly hiding from us the information that we need as a people.
The UFOs, y'all believe that mess? Where's Alien Spaceship? I know he believes it, goddammit. I don't believe it. The questioning going back and forth the other day was so generic and so open-ended, I don't believe it at all.
Turns out that trust is a two-way relationship. The reason that the people don't trust the government is that our government no longer trusts the people. So is this a politicized persecution through prosecution? I certainly believe it is. But it's the government's job to be transparent about exactly who told who what to bring about these prosecutions, because the fact they're arising at the same time is no accident. And I think it's best that the government now be transparent with the people about what their intentions actually are. Without that transparency, we can only expect far worse in the future.
Yeah, there you go. He kind of did his little Trump mannerism there. Hang on. Play it again. Right here toward the end, watch his hands. He'll do the little thread of string. There he goes. Thread of string. That's your presidential mannerisms right there. So huge, so big, so tight. That reminds me, where the fuck did Fauci go? Yeah, didn't he retire? I thought Fauci retired. He peaced out. He's like, nah, I'm done. Fade on into the shadows while you still can, sir. Let's do Sonny said I'm with you on the on that news regarding the aliens. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not trusting whatever the government is suddenly sharing about them. Yeah, for real. Like, they denied a bunch of mess over and over for years and years, and all of a sudden now here it is, but y'all got whistleblowers. Okay. The guy with the whole murder insinuation the other day, that was crazy. Where's the case on that? You telling me somebody was murdered trying to cover up UFO shit? Who killed the guy? The government killed the guy? What are you saying, sir? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. I wonder why he's not given paid speaking engagements, you know what I mean? Please show what? What do you want me to show? Let's do this. Wait a minute. What do you want me to show? Oh, alien killed the guy? Probably. Allegedly. So called. Oh, you want me to show the thing about the aliens? We did that the other day, though. We played that footage of his raggedy ass questions. They were bullshit questions. The exchange going back and forth between those guys. If I can't see it in Insta messages. I don't have Instagram open right now, but I can do it if you give me 1 second. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. Sonya, send me something. Oh, if this is going to be some music, I can't play it, Sonya.
Earth is ghetto, I wanna leave, can you beam me up? I'm out on the street by the corner store, you know, the one on 15th. Got a bright shirt on, so I'm easy to see. I've been down here stranded indefinitely. I can't reach my planet, but I need to leave. You should see these people, it's hard to believe how they treat each other. It's hard to conceive. Oh, Earth is ghetto, I wanna leave. Oh, Earth is ghetto, I wanna leave. I wanna leave.
That's funny. Who is that? That's Samantha Mason Marika over there on the Insta fams. Make sure you follow me on Instagram over there too. That's Rebel WOA Same handle on Twitter as well. That's funny. So funny. Yeah. Everybody wants to leave this planet right now. They're welcome, the aliens. You know what I mean? Like when the aliens, when they do unveil that, people are going to have parties. Remember on what the hell was that, Independence Day? Everybody welcomed and stuff. They had their big signs. That's what it's going to be. Everybody had their sign. Welcome aliens, take me with you. I love you, marry me. And then they shot that big beam down and killed everybody. Oopsie. Oh shit! Watch out for what you wish for. Speaking of getting blasted, let's watch. We're not going to watch it. Actually, we're going to just read the article. Beyonce's updated "Break My Soul," a new song called the Queen's Remix, by removing Lizzo from the verse and replacing it with Britney Spears. Ain't that wild how they just got your voice on track? And they can just take it and do whatever they want to with it. They paid for the rights for it, I guess. Yeah, Sonya, we covered that last time. I don't know where you were, but Sonya says, oh my God, you know what else they're talking about? No conspiracy. People eating human meat. Yeah, I played that clip the other day of Chrissy Teigen talking about she would sample some human flesh if somebody gave it to her. Like, bitch, you know you already ate somebody. Shut up. Nasty heifer. Allegedly. Yeah, Lizzo impacting craters. Lizzo's got a lot of drunk in her trunk, you know what I'm saying? But she's distancing herself from that lawsuit, you know what I mean? In my opinion. And I guess props to Britney Spears because everybody's been dragging her lately. She posts a lot of weird dance videos on Instagram. And of course, everybody follows her that wants to make fun of somebody that might be going through some weird shit, but and she ain't bad looking either, you know what I mean? But she does the same dance moves over and over with that crazy look in her eye, like, yeah, I'm gonna slash your tires, you know what I mean? So either one, you're gonna have a handful. Beyonce. This is like the Venn diagram of madness right here. I mean, all three of these ladies. I mean, I guess Beyonce's kept her nose clean pretty good throughout the years, but these ladies have had a little bit of controversy here and there. Her biggest controversy is that she married Jay-Z. That got me upset. Can't stand Jay-Z. Oh, shit. Yeah, I saw this cannibalclub.org, Sonia. I've seen this before. We're on YouTube, so. The Human Meat Project. People for people. This some kind of prank. What in the hell is this? This is the Human Meat Project.com. People for people. Let's play this. It's 9 seconds. What are you trying to give me dumb music? It just shows a collage of people and then it says the Human Meat Project. Oh, good for them. Dumb. One body can feed up to 40 people. It's got a little asterisk right here. What's that for? Oh, hell no. It says one body can feed up to 40 people. And then you look at the little asterisk right here. It says your whole body can feed up to 40 people. So they're volunteering you. You know what I'm saying? That's like a subliminal advertising type thing right there, where they're telling you to donate your kidneys, man. Placenta lasagna, gross on you. Gross. How do you say gross in Spanish? Holy Toledo. Yeah, so not affiliated whatsoever with, hold on, let's go to this. They got human meat as a food source, human meat nutrition facts, safety and quality control, thank God, about us, contact us, and campaigns. What are these campaigns? Oh, hell no. See, they terminated the YouTube account. So whatever this was, whatever that was, they blocked it. Shout out to YouTube for blocking that trash. So let me go ahead and exit up off this. Thanks, Sonia. No, that shit's gross. Chrissy Teigen we played that last week though, where she had that clip of where she was talking about eating somebody, supposedly, allegedly. And all the commentators on the show were like, that's so funny. Would you try it though? Like, no, you motherfuckers are gross, man. Alien. Hey man, your kin folks running wild out there. That they said they got tabs on them, bro. They got tabs on your people out there, alien. Let's get this train back on the tracks now. As if it ever was. Let's keep going. Yeah, so Trump, he made his appearance at the court today. Like I said, he did his whole motorcade, then he had a little speech afterwards. Let's watch and see what your man had to say.
Thank you very much. This is a very sad day for America, and it was also very sad driving through Washington, D.C. and seeing the filth and the decay and all of the broken buildings and walls and the graffiti. This is not the place that I left. It's a very sad thing to see it. When you look at what's happening, this is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him. We can't let this happen in America. Thank you very much.
Do you want these trials to happen before the 20?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so there's your man right there. He didn't give two shits. Fuck these people. Bob said they're tracking you now, Rebel. Hey, man, I was talking to a customer about that shit today, actually. And we both agreed. He had my same philosophy. He said, hey, just make sure you spell my name right. If I get that paperwork and that shit says Jerry on it, I'm going to fucking flip out. Make sure you spell my name right. Hell yeah, Trump 2024. You already know. Hopefully it'll be either Trump DeSantis or Trump Vivek. I don't think it's going to be Trump DeSantis, though, because he probably got his fifis hurt when Trump's giving him all them sideways comments and shit and backhanded nicknames. But hey, man, politics is rough. Even Kamala Harris said,
it's a debate.
when she was railing Joe Biden's ass in those debates. And then, who was it? Stephen Colbert was asking her, what was that all about, dude? I mean, you was up in his ass like a bike with no seat, like Jericho Green would say. What up, Krabby Turtle? What's up, Rebels? What up, what up, what up? Thank you for being here, sir. So, then Stephen Colbert is like, dude, what's up? It's a debate. Gang, 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 gang. You know how she does. Shut up, Kamala Harris. Moving on. This is for my Hyundai and Kia drivers out here. They're recalling 92,000 vehicles because of some weird stuff going on with them.
Hyundai and Kia are asking owners of more than 90,000 cars to park them outside because the oil pump can overheat and cause fire. For Hyundai, the cars affected are the 2023 and 2024 Tucson, Sonata, Elantra, and Kona. The affected Kias are the 2023 Soul and Sportage. Owners will be notified, and both companies say they will do those necessary repairs.
Yep, so those are 2023. Let's see. Let's go back to it. Fire risk right there. It's 2023 and 2024 Palisade, a 2023 Tucson, Sonata, Elantra, and a Kona. Those are all Hyundais. And the Kias are 2023 Soul and Sportage and 2023 and 24 Seltos. These are brand new vehicles. And you know you got brand new vehicles. They go through testing and stuff like that. You figure they have all that worked out. How many fires did that shit cause in somebody's house before they figured out that problem? Because that's usually how they do it. They're not going to offer a recall straight away. I wonder how many houses burned down. Because they're telling people to park it outside. That's a straight up fire risk. Park your car outside because it's going to burn your damn house down. And I wonder how many of those are electric vehicles. Oh, they are. Look at that. Oh, maybe that's a different vehicle, the EV9. Okay. But I'm sure some of those are going to be electric, though. They're saying it's an oil pump. I bet it is. Sonia said Kevin's Corner imitated her when she said she won't have a debate with Ron because it's a debate and she won't win. That's a good point too, Sonia. Gavin Newsom said that he wanted to debate Ron DeSantis, and they're supposed to do it, I think, November the 10th or the 8th, somewhere in there, I think. What's up? SC Wolverine's in the house. What do I mean? Doing good, sir. Good to have you here. What's up, Di? Hello, sir or madam. How are you? Welcome to the chat. If you're not, sign up at SC. Help a brother out. I need more patrons to join. Oh, dude, I saw your trailer today for that new Woke documentary. Man, I can't wait for that shit. that trailer was hype, dude. I was having musical ideas. I'm like, dude, we could remix just this trailer right here and make some fly shit. Let me go to it right now. I'll play that bitch right now. I'll play that beast right now. Give me 1 second. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. Let's check out SC Wolverine's Red Dawn China trailer.
Sir, the Chinese Communist Party has viewed us as the primary adversary.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Dude, I was waiting for that beat to drop on that shit. I'm like, oh, hell, what's he doing? What's he doing? Waiting for that guitar to chomp in and that drum to come in. Then to hit him with them lyrics. I'm like, oh, shit, what's he doing now? I'm excited for it, sir. I am excited for it. Red Dawn, hell yeah. Got lots of editing to go, hell yeah. Nothing worth doing is ever easy, man. If y'all trying to do something and aspire to do something in your life, just start it. It's probably going to take a long time, whether you start it now or start it 5 weeks from now. Start that shit and just keep going with it, man. Sonya, we got some ASMR here for you. Some of the worst. You better get ready. Oh my God. Kablamo right there. Look at that thing. This is from Jason Jones over there on Twitter. Shout out to Jason Jones. Says this person wants to use the restroom with our mothers, wives, and daughters. Hard pass. Just some of that ASMR for you, though. For the fans of that genre.
So I'm just going to start by giving you some gentle, soft kisses to make you feel like you are loved.
The reason why that this knife hasn't got any blood on it is because I wiped it clean with all the evidence.
And these knickers are so comfortable and so nice. The only one problem I have.
I don't know if this is even proper for YouTube, because I mean it's almost a fashion show. Children watch way worse than this.
It's because obviously down there I'm quite bulky, so your little girl here, she's really beautiful, by the way. You've got a really beautiful daughter. And I'll let you get to sleep now because you've got school in the morning, okay?
Creepy.
If you ever try anything funny again, I will use a knife.
Is that enough kisses for you, baby? Yeah, you're doing really well. Good boy. Doing good for mummy.
It's just me and you for the rest of our lives, Bev. Yeah?
Mummy's gonna look after you, okay? Because if you don't subscribe, Freddy Krueger and Jason will be at your door.
Next time, it's not just going to be on the arms. it's going to be here.
I'll be here, my darling. I'll be here. People just don't understand.
This is a grown man right here.
I won't hesitate to use this knife.
Yeah, according to this is a transient.
Good night, my darlings.
I mean, you could probably say that was a mixture of several species right there. What? Jacob, what's up, man? You think there's any drugs involved? Dude, 5,000%. What are you talking about? Allegedly 5,000%. It's nightmare fuel, dude. You watch that shit and try to sleep at night, you're going to have bad dreams. I'm telling you now. Looks like a serial killer. Dude, you ain't even lying. And he has a knife right there. You know what I'm talking about? He's going to do something. What you doing with that knife, sir? Let's keep this thing going. Let's do a palate cleanser over here since we just watched that mess. Let's watch Gavin Newsom's new ad. If y'all don't think this fool's running for president, I don't know what to tell you. He hadn't started yet, but him agreeing to debate DeSantis and DeSantis agreeing to debate him. What the hell is he going to debate him for? They're two governors and two separate states that have zero to do with each other. The only thing they would be debating each other for is for votes, you know what I mean, for status. He's going to try to run, I'm telling you right now. Dude, Devin, thank you so much. She says, okay, I listen to people all day, and the most disgusting thing in my life is when I can hear their dry mouth when they're talking. It's not dry mouth, it's wet mouth. They're popping and clicking and all that shit. Dude, it's super annoying. Make you want to throw up. '29th chromosome for real, dude. He probably got that jaw jacked while he was missing some teeth there too, honestly. Just occurred to me, Sonia says, what a great disguise it is for a crazy man to dress like a woman and be trans. Yeah, I mean, you could allegedly go out there and do things to people and not be held responsible for them. There's no evidence of that, but there are lots of rumors about it, though. Let's watch this Gavin Newsom ad right quick. This is a mashup between reality and fantasy. Shout out to the maker of this.
Governor, I promise you, whatever challenges come our way, I will always lead the California way.
You
Literally insane.
I say that's the California way.
guys are really awesome. Thank you so much.
Based on compassion.
I mean, if we're going to be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
Common sense.
Clean and sober is one of the biggest damn mistakes this country's ever made. We all need to self-medicate periodically.
Telling the truth.
Remember he did that French laundry?
Treasuring our diversity.
Use the fist to hit my...
Telling the truth. Following science. Protecting our planet.
Love like yours will surely come.
Can't play that music. They're trying to ding it.
Courage through crisis.
As your governor, I promise you.
Courage through crisis. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the makers of that video. Gavin for governor. I guess that's from when he was governor or running for governor, and then somebody did the mashup to it. Well, here you hear him say right there, clean and sober is the worst thing we've ever done. People need to self-medicate sometimes. I'm sure they do. Look on the streets of San Francisco right now. It looks like a damn hellhole. Gavin Newsom is terrible. And that's Nancy Pelosi's nephew. FYI for the folks out there that didn't know that. Check this out. Whoop. Shout out to Travis and Flint over there on Twitter for this. It says, shocking, Catherine Feinstein, the daughter of Senator Feinstein, has filed 2 lawsuits on her mother's behalf as her acting power of attorney. The senator is too old and incompetent enough to file her own lawsuit, but competent enough to represent Democrats in Congress. The lawsuits are in relation to property her late husband owned. Dianne Feinstein is 90 years old and has been elected official since 1970. Look at this lady. I mean, I know we're all going to get old one day. For sure. I've accepted it. But when is enough enough? She got half an eye falling out right here. This eye socket ain't even holding up no more. You can see the bones coming through her damn skin. She's barely hanging on, dude. And the other day I watched the clip. We didn't get to catch it because I had to end the show. Look at all these giddy sons of bitches, though. They're giddy with the fact that they're rolling her out there. Decrepit as hell. But they're telling her, like, dude, you don't... She thought she was in a debate situation when she said... They're like, no. Her assistants are telling her, we don't need no debate. Just say aye. That's all you got to say. Just say aye. Because they're doing votes on whatever that was being passed at that moment. And she goes, what? Oh, well, we need to do this and do that. She's reading her script to, persuade people or just showing out for the cameras. That's all they ever do, showing out for the damn cameras. But she needed help. They go, no, all you got to do is say aye. No, we don't even need none of that. Okay, aye. All right, what did she just pass? We don't even know. Check this out from Libs of TikTok. She says, I received this from a parent in Virginia sending their kid to kindergarten. If you don't want your 5-year-old to access porn, you have to notify the school. Why would kindergarten be giving kids porn to begin with? Let's watch. Let's read this excerpt. Let me back it up right here so you can see the whole thing. See right here, 2023, 2024 school year packet. In accordance with the SCPS policy, do you want your student to have access to books with sexually explicit content in school libraries? Then it goes on to tell you what sexually explicit content is defined in Virginia Code Section 221-6.8 and 22-2827, meaning any description or any picture, photograph, drawing, motion picture, film, digital image, or similar visual representation depicting sexual bestiality, a lewd expedition of nudity, as nudity is defined in the Virginia Code Section 18.2-390. Sexual excitement, sexual conduct, or sadomasochistic abuse also defined in the section 18.2-390. Coprophilia. Sonia, will you look that up, please? Urophilia or fetishism. Coprophilia, Coprophilia. Urophilia, Urophilia. Wolverine says, I'm in Virginia. Thought Youngkin was going to clean this up and drop the ball again. They doing nothing. They doing nothing. Yeah, they are doing nothing. Oh, they doing something though. You know what I mean? Let's just get that straight away. And then they give a whole. spiel on what nudity means, sexual conduct means, sexual excitement means, sadomasochistic means. And then it's just got the box here for it to check yes or no. Yes, I want my child to have access to sexually explicit content in the school libraries. No, I do not want my child to have access to sexually explicit content in the libraries. Okay, Sonia's got it for us right here. It says intense interest and pleasure in feces and defecation, especially as a source of sexual arousal. Which one was that, Sonia? That was the Capocoro, wasn't it? Oh, coprophilia. I bet it was. Yeah, who is signing this form to give consent? I have no idea. This is way out of bounds. Why even ask this to kids? Exactly, alien. Exactly. What about the Europhilia, Sonia? Spelled with a U. Rophilia. We know what fetishism is, but... And even in their descriptions... I mean, they're telling you straight away what nudity means, sexual conduct means. Whack, son, whack. And it doesn't show what the school year is right here. Let me see if she put... It says 5-year-old, so kindergarten? Yes, she says kindergarten. A parent in Virginia sending their kid to kindergarten. SE Wolverines, can you ask your family and friends that have children going to kindergarten to look into that? Sonia says, what is a urophilia disorder? Individuals with urophilia derive sexual gratification from the smell, sight, and even consumption of urine of the sexual partner. Gross. The reason, the fact that they, yeah, exactly, Sonia. Exactly. A Mountain Dew shower. Gross, dude. Like, the fact that they even have these actual terms tells you that a psychologist and or a team of have went through and done the studies, have done the interviews, have done psychological examinations of people that have these fetishes. You know what I'm saying? It's mind-blowing to me. Don't even ask me to try to understand it. I'm just giving you the information. Let's do this next one here too. Speaking of some gross shit, since we're going down Gross Mountain over here. Shout out to I meme, therefore I am over here on Twitter. It's a breaking tens of thousands of Americans may have used COVID and pregnancy tests made in Reedley, California at a filthy Chinese-run biolab with deadly pathogens including coronavirus, HIV, and malaria. The lab was run by Universal Meditech Incorporated, a company with strong ties to China, which made unlicensed COVID and pregnancy tests that were sold across Texas and California as far back as October 2021. The research facility was busted earlier this year where investigators found disease-riddled mice and hundreds of samples of pathogens, blood, and dubious chemicals piled up in storage boxes and fridges. Let's watch this clip. Get it on the screen properly. Bam.
By March of this year, court documents show Fresno County, in collaboration with the city of Reedley, applied for a warrant to inspect the property after inspectors found reasons to believe it did not meet health and safety standards. They later applied for a warrant to abate conditions on the property that were deemed a public nuisance. Joe Prado with the Fresno County Department of Public Health says through those orders, they found Prestige Biotech and Universal Meditech Biotech Inc. had biological agents at the facility.
Is that there was some laboratory mice on site at this location. What we heard from the business owner that they were doing some type of testing with those mice to see whether or not their COVID test kits were actually effective in detecting COVID. So that was one example of what they shared of what the purpose of the laboratory mice were being on site.
In addition to the 951 mice that were either dead or in distress, a state medical waste investigation shows refrigerators and freezers with blood and containers labeled as serum or plasma, and found Prestige Biotech is not registered with the department as a medical waste generator. Court documents also show CDC staff found at least 20 potentially infectious agents from chlamydia to hepatitis. And city staff say those in the lab told them they are making pregnancy and COVID-19 tests.
They're making pregnancy and COVID-19 tests. Let's go here. I'm going to read these lists of, what were those lists of things that they had in there? Chlamydia, E. coli, Mycobacterium, Mycoplasma, pneumonia, Gnostic species, all kinds of stuff you can't say. Hell no. So yeah, enjoy those tests, everybody. Stick that on up in your head and see what you get. Gross. Ain't no fucking way, dude. Never even took one of those stupid ass tests. Any of those tests, that was just compliance testing too. They want to know if you're compliant. Oh, I did see that comment, Sonia. Let me put it on screen since YouTube wants to block it. Did you see that crazy Jeffrey dude talking about the new magical pronoun? These people really need a straitjacket. Yeah, it's probably just because of the language used there. They think it might be you attacking somebody in the chat, which that's obviously not the case. We're just giving opinions on news subjects. FYI to the AI. FYI to the AI. Let's keep this train rolling here. Y'all remember Brian Kohlberger, the guy that killed the kids in Moscow, Idaho? New Brian Kohlberger motion. His defense is fighting the state's request that he gave an alibi at this stage. The motion says Mr. Kohlberger has a long habit of going for drives alone. Often he would go on drives at night. He did so late on November 12th and into November 13th, 2022. Well, I mean, so he's just saying he was out riding. That's why they got him on camera riding here and riding there. They got his GPS riding here and there because that's just what he does, man. He takes late night drives. What about that knife? What about your DNA on the scene? Look, man, I'm telling you, I take long drives. I'm not going to read this whole document here, that's for sure. But they got it right there. Mr. Kohlberg has a long habit of going for long drives alone. Get the fuck out of here. Mr. Kohlberger is not claiming to be at a specific location at a specific time. At this time, there was not a specific witness to say precisely where Kohlberger was at each moment of the hours between the late night, November 12th, and early morning, November 13th. He was out driving during the late night and early morning hours, 12 and 13. Well, I mean, they got your GPS, dude. You can say where you were or where you weren't. They know it. The witness is the technology. They say they have no witnesses, dude. The witness is the technology. They got your GPS data showing you everywhere you went. Prove me wrong. yeah, check this out. Ollie London shared this little story here. University professor claims children should be exposed to adult genitalia in order to prepare them for seeing naked trans people. The professor, Katja Theme. These names that they make up are ridiculous. They all got weird hidden meanings sometimes. Who teaches at the University of British Columbia, has said that, quote, let little children see penises. And I don't understand why she puts dots in between each one of these things. Maybe it's like the clap, let little children see penises and vulvas of various ages and sizes in a casual, normalized, totally safe way. Is that what she's trying to convey there? She also added, the world would thank you for it, and so will those children when they grow up. She also said that exposing children to naked adults will prepare little girls if they ever confronted with a naked trans person in the girls' locker room. There's your scholar right there. So the kids are paying these idiots to teach them, fill their heads full of all this trash. And they shave the side of their head so they can really get in there, if you know what I'm saying. They want to really get in there and not have anything be in their way. It's it's his own sentence. I guess so. Let's watch Biden openly joking about sending Trump to jail on Jimmy Kimmel's raggedy ass show. Jimmy Kimmel's something else, man.
I understand that argument, but also it's like you're playing Monopoly with somebody who, won't pass go and won't follow any of the rules. And how do you ever make any progress if they're not following the rules?
Well, you got to send them to jail, There's that little box in there.
Directly to jail?
Go directly to jail.
I understand that argument, but also it's like you're playing Monopoly.
You gotta send them directly to jail. That's what you do.
Shut up, you idiot. Shut the fuck up, you idiot. You know what Trump says there? Shout out to Dilly over here, Brandon Dilly, for this little clip. Such a genius idea. You guys watch this. To the Brendan Dilly team over there on the Twitters. Ow. Yeah, that was a cool as hell. The The Sopranos theme song. Dude, I watched the hell out of that show back in the day. I never even saw it. You know how I am. I wait till the last minute to see everything because I'm not a follower like that. Somebody said, I mean, I make exceptions for certain things, obviously, but usually when somebody says, dude, this is the greatest movie ever, you got to go see this, I won't see it for years. I'll see that shit way later and go, you know what? That shit was pretty good. I don't trust nobody. I don't trust no one. Let's watch this. This reporter get straight up side blasted here. Not even paying attention to what's happening, and he thinks he's gonna interview this dude. Just get straight up. Look at all this gear he's got on. Straight up MAGA gear, extreme, ultra extreme MAGA with the MAGA hat. And he's stunned when he asked him, like, you still going to support Trump? Listen to what he says.
You're here supporting Donald Trump.
Yeah,
you're live on
support the boss.
Well, you're live on Sky News. Tell me
why.
why.
The only way to save America is with Donald Trump.
They would have it, the prosecutor. He's the man who tried to destroy America, subvert democracy.
That's another made-up story. It's another made-up story, another made-up indictment. They've been after this man since he came down the escalator 8 years ago. I got to remember, when was America great? 2017, 18, 2019, until the commie Democrats called their bosses in Wuhan to release the virus. Remember, we had a thriving economy.
Dude, he went in on his ass. He was like, what? Yeah, your commie bosses in Wuhan to release that shit. And the dude's like, whoa, what the hell? It keeps going on, you know.
Economy. Stock market was through the roof. Energy independence. We had respect all around the world. We were the #1 superpower. We were doing great. America first. First Constitution. He put the Constitution first, and it all went to shit 30 months ago. Everything you're seeing today is the result of a stolen election.
Allegedly. We know that the election was 150,000% legitimate. We all know that.
John, apologies for the language, by the way, but listen, number one superpower, you say, not the #1 democracy, the prosecutors would say, because of this man, the man who will appear here.
We're going to remember, where are you from?
Scotland.
Well, here in America, we're a constitutional republic. We follow the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
It might have been an autocracy had Donald Trump had his way. That would be the way the prosecutors say.
We got a guy now that thinks he's king. So, you know what? We got a Trump their king with an America first king. So I would support King Trump coming back, occupying the White House again in January 2025.
There you go. That reporter thought, where are you from? I'm from London. Oh, dude, you're not even from here. You're from Scotland, fool. What are you trying to say? Right on the money, yeah, he was. Schooled that ass quick. Schooled him. Here's one of Trump's lawyers right here speaking out about what was going on today. Shout out to this young lady here. Let's get it.
March 17th, Hunter accidentally admits that it was his laptop from hell. The next day, DA Alvin Bragg indicts President Trump. June 8th, an FBI document is released showing that the Ukrainians paid the Biden crime family millions and millions of dollars. The next day, the Mar-a-Lago raid and the Mar-a-Lago indictment. Last week, Hunter Biden's sweetheart plea deal fell through when the judge realized it had blanket immunity. The following day, a superseding indictment against Donald Trump. July 31st, Devin Archer goes to testify in front of the House. That was only after they failed to put him in jail prior to the fact. What happens the next day? The January 6th indictment that we're here for today. This is not a coincidence. This is election interference at its finest against the leading candidate right now for president, for either party.
Yeah, it seems odd that every time something happened with Hunter Biden in the news, here goes another charge against Trump over and over again. Yeah, I saw somebody doing a timeline the other day. Sonya says I never realized the timing of these charges against Trump. Wow. Yeah, every time a Hunter Biden story dropped, a new charge from Trump dropped. So he's got a team.
You're here supporting.
Well, he's got a team of people. I'm not concerned. It's all bullshit, and the people that don't understand what's happening, they're going to believe everything that gets said anyway, so. Check this out. A new California law says they're changing parents' rights, so you could lose your kid under this new law here. What's this?
They're infusing classwork with transgenderism. So they're planting the seed when these kids are 4 and 5.
And this is pretty common in the schools?
In California, the schools are required to teach about transgenderism. They're taught that you are born transgender. There's signs in schools that say, if your mom doesn't support you, I'm your mom now. They're doing this for nefarious reasons. Each one of these kids is worth about $1 million to the medical community. It's a $1 billion industry.
My guest today is Erin Friday. She's a lawyer and parent advocate. Today she'll discuss California laws on gender transformation and how she dealt with this personally.
I trusted the doctors, I trusted the teachers. That part was so painful to understand. Parents are bullied. Doctors will tell them, would you rather have a dead daughter or a live son? You have to raise your voice. They can't cancel us all.
I'm Siamai Korami. Welcome to...
Yeah, so I'm not going to play that whole video. I just wanted to let you see what they're trying to do out there. I'm going to send that to you, Sonya, in case you want to read it. Or watch that whole thing. It's like 47 minutes long, that interview with her. Send you that right there. If you want to check that out. Yeah, I mean, it's getting to the point where, yeah, I'm your mother now. Get the fuck out of here. Because some children don't have parents that care about them. You know what I mean? The children out there that their parents actually pay attention to what they do every day, ground their ass when they do bad shit. I mean, it might seem like you're hurting them now. They're gonna hate you forever. They'll get over it, man. They'll thank you later and say, dude, thank you so much for grounding me and keeping me out of trouble and doing dumb shit. Let's see what else we got here. About to go over to the Rumble channel here in just a second. I want to thank all you guys for being here tonight. I definitely appreciate y'all. Yeah, I don't go for it, dude. Rebel, like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I'll tell them that too, for real. It seemed to me like that lady said, they can't cancel everybody. If enough people stood up and said, dude, you know what? You're not doing this shit. Ain't no way. They'd back down on it, for real. They got too many pussies out there that just want to go along with everything they say because they don't want to start no trouble, don't want to rock the boat. When they take your kid, it's gonna be too far. Can't do nothing about it then. Let's check this one out. This is how far weird shit has gone right here. A woman receiving cancer treatment at OHSU it's Oregon Health and Science University, was told she could no longer be a patient at the clinic after she sent a message criticizing a trans flag hanging prominently at the entrance. She told us that they requested she go for re-education, and she refused. I don't know what's going on with the Rumble over there. Hopefully we can go there. Okay, it's still going. It's acting stupid right now. I don't think it's going. Everybody let me know what's happening with Rumble if it's working. Anyway, I'm going to read her little statement right here. Probably can't read it, but I'm going to read it for you. It says, I would like to speak with you directly as I no longer trust that my communications are filtered in good faith by the OHSU staff. S.E. Wolverine said, we're out of a lot of cancer meds at work. Damn, really? The shit's serious, man. And it don't take long if you don't get that medication at a certain time. Sometimes that shit's very aggressive, so in my experience. It says, additionally, I do not feel comfortable as a gender critical woman who believes gender to be a nonsense and sexed bodies to be a reality. I do not feel comfortable coming into Richmond with that enormous transgenderism banner. Anthony, it's going good for you over there on Rumble. I see you over there. I'm monitoring on the iPad, but it's a black screen right now. And every time I go back to it, it's showing some earlier shit. I bet that stream is acting dumb. Let me look. It shows that it's streaming. I don't know what the problem is. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, it's all good. Great. Maybe my shit's glitching out for some reason. Okay, we're back now. I see it now. Okay, good. Thank you, sir. Says I don't feel comfortable coming into Richmond with that enormous transgenderism banner hanging like a Nazi flag behind the reception desk. Where is the flag for women, for children? I've been threatened on Twitter by trans activists with rape and death, so it is daunting to go for medical treatment with that banner proclaiming that what I am, an adult human female, calling myself that now is hateful per OHSU. A woman is a mere opt-in category for any genital non-conforming male and not a reality itself. This negates women completely, and they are not asking. Women are being told once again what we are and what we may be is to be defined and limited by men who have some preferences they like enforced, which include B-penised males, claiming every female right to privacy and protection from male patterns, sexual violence. XY male violence toward women is undimmed by any level of transition. And here's the response from OSU. What do you think their response is going to be? It says, Dear Marlene, this is to inform you that you have effective immediately. You are discharged from receiving medical care at the Richmond Family Medicine Clinic. This action is being taken because an ongoing disrespectful and hurtful remarks about our LGBTQ community and staff. The provider staff at the Richmond Clinic will continue to provide your urgent healthcare needs until 7/29/23. Please note that you are also now dismissed from all OHSU family medicine clinics, including immediate care. Crazy. The video keeps pausing over on Rumble. Of course it does. Of course it does. What do you mean? So now if you have opinions about going in and seeing certain type of decorations in there, and you write them a letter and tell them how you don't believe their madness, then they'll kick you straight out of that cancer treatment. Crazy. She wasn't addressing it straight at staff. She wasn't berating anybody. She was telling them, can you take that flag down? I feel uncomfortable. And they said, you know what? We feel uncomfortable with your opinion. Fuck you. You out of here. Let's see if we can get this shit to play. Mother and son became father and daughter. This is what leftism can do to a family. Shout out to Libs of TikTok over there on Twitter. I mean X. Over there on the X platform. Elon's big endeavor. He wants to make that shit like the Chinese pay and everything app. Sonya says, Rebel, did you hear the latest stupidity from Neil deGrasse, I presume, about gender? Yeah, I did see something about that. Who made that video? I did watch one today that had him on there. I think it was Salty. He was wearing his ass out. Of course.
Never seen a family like this.
We went from mother
and son.
Dude, watch this story. I'm telling you right now. You're going to ask halfway through this, where's the husband at? He's in here. And listen to what he says. He's still sticking in there, but believe it or not, this woman was actually a good-looking woman at one time. This young lady right here. And this is a boy. This is a woman, but they're trying to do the swoopy swap. But she was beautiful at one time. Watch this shit. Like, you get into a marriage, you're marrying the love of your life. She's fine as hell. You thinking, dude, I'm gonna wax this ass to the end of time. And then you end up with somebody totally different.
Never seen a family like this.
We went from mother
and son
to father
and daughter.
That's right, this father and daughter used to be mother and son. 15-year-old Corey Mason, who loves mascara and lip gloss, was actually born a boy.
15.
I always wanted to be a girl. I would always, go like this, like this. I was always girly.
And this is the woman who gave birth to Corey and 4 other kids. She never felt comfortable in her female body.
I definitely felt like...
Dude, could you imagine? This is your wife, and you're trying to have kids.
She never felt comfortable.
You got 2 children and 1 on the way.
In her female...
Perfect family photo right there. But she don't feel comfortable. Okay.
Body.
I definitely felt like a boy. I definitely felt like I identified with boys. But I didn't realize it was possible that I could actually be one.
It wasn't until 4 years ago when the two watched...
That is actually funny, Wolverine. You plan on waxing that ass for the rest of your life and you end up getting your ass waxed. Dude, how the tables have turned.
Special on transgender teen activist Jazz Jennings that everything became clear.
Yeah, see, so she saw the show. They both saw the I Am Jazz show and said, you know what? That's me right there. They both watching that shit together. Poison, man.
Be one.
It wasn't until 4 years ago when the two watched a TV special on transgender teen activist Jazz Jennings that everything became clear.
I said, wow, I'm just like her. I'm a girl trapped in a boy's body.
Corey started taking puberty blockers at age 11 to stop facial hair growth and deepening of the voice.
You know what that is?
This is the moment Corey received her first dose of female hormones. She's overcome with emotion.
Just seeing her courage and her bravery in the face of so much adversity, I think that's ultimately what gave me the courage to come out myself.
For Mom, the transition began with a short haircut.
Oh my God.
The 39-year-old then started in...
Yeah, how could she have 4 children and live that whole long of a life and then all of a sudden now... I would ask them, how long have you been watching TikTok? How long have you been watching I Am Jazz? How long have you been watching that weird-ass pornography? That's what's causing all this shit, if you didn't know. TikTok.
Injecting testosterone.
My voice has gotten deeper. I've grown facial hair, even though I shave it now.
Earlier this year came the double mastectomy.
excited? Yeah. Happy?
I felt like I was trapped.
So the titties that you fed your children with, allegedly, probably, cut them fools straight off. Crazy, man. Where's the husband in all this? Sonia, that's exactly what I was asking. Asking, you shall receive.
In a woman's body. And just that mastectomy made me feel free.
The transition has proved difficult for Les Mason, who married Erica 10 years ago.
It's challenging because I married this beautiful woman, but I'm getting to the opportunity to see someone become who they truly are.
It's prom season across the country, and
Someone become who they truly are. Like, I'd be fucking furious. Like, no, I married this person. This is who the hell I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with. Get off TikTok. I'm canceling all these phones right now. No. Yeah, she always felt like a man but wasn't afraid to get pregnant. It's wild, man. It is wild. Like, I think it was Posey Parker that said, if you're trying to understand their logic, you're not going to understand it. I mean, because there is no logic there. You're trying to figure this shit out. Like, how could a sensible person do that? Exactly. They're not sensible. Beta man. Beta. Yeah, exactly. And I love the contrast that they show in the video here. And he even says himself, you know, like, dude, I married this beautiful woman. Now look at this thing. I'm having a kiss on this fool right here. Straight up kissing on this dude. And I mean, it's your wife with a different haircut. Let's just get it what it is. But she cut her boobies off. Man, I'd be fucking furious.
Difficult for Les Mason, who married Erica 10 years ago.
It's challenging because I married this beautiful woman, but I'm getting to the opportunity to see someone become who they truly are.
It's prom season across the country, and Corey won't be left out. The entire family helped pick out a dress.
You want it like big and poofy?
Ooh, yes, very. What you think? Definitely.
Her little sister Ellen has a prediction.
She's gonna be a prom queen, I know it.
This is who she was meant to be. Definitely. No question about it.
And though Corey's mother is now a man, he'll never stop being mom.
I love you, Mom. I love you too.
It's how confusing for this child. I love you, Mom. So that's still your mother, even though she wants to be a man. I mean, I'm 46 years old, and it's hard for a grown man to understand what the hell's going on here. These are children. Their brains ain't even totally developed yet. I hope everything works out for them, but dude, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Yeah, I'm surprised he stayed too, Sonia. But he's a beta, just like Kat said. Beta. Yep, divorce. Wouldn't think twice about it. See ya. Yeah, and you could have grounds. Well, I mean, it depends on the judge, too, because you know how some of them are now. If you don't confirm their madness, they'll take your damn kid away. So, but if you had a lawyer that was worth a shit, he could get in there and argue that this is psychological abuse, this is physical abuse. This lady watched I Am Jazz and turned my kid into some fucking weirdo. Like the wives that stay with their husbands who say they're trans women, it's a hell to the no. Come on, Sonia, you gotta stay in there. Y'all can share thongs and whatnot. Let's keep this thing going. Actually, I'm scared to jump over to Rumble now. Let's just keep going on YouTube because Rumble's acting up. I'll try not to do anything dumb while we're here. Yeah, it definitely is acting up. On my end. Anyway, let's keep going. Outreach workers pulling out of Mass and Cass due to safety concerns. So they got a bunch of, this is Boston. Remember, they just, that Michelle Wu just signed the order. Doing weird shit in her district yesterday. And what's his name was there from his town? The Chicago mayor.
The mayor said a major step to address.
So they got a huge issue out there in Boston. I don't know why they're resized. There we go. Operator error in this beast. So they're saying things are out of control, and the outreach workers are pulling out due to all the safety concerns. They want to defund the police and send in social workers everywhere, but the social workers don't even want to stay there anymore. Watch this shit.
Concerns at Mass and Cass in Boston today. The mayor said a major step to address the problem is coming. Boston 25 News reporter Drew Caritas is live in the South End, where after the mayor made those comments, Drew, faith groups appeared in the area.
Mark, we saw dozens of people with 4 different congregations move into the area tonight just before sundown to pray for the hundreds who are congregated outside and those staying in nearby shelters. This on the same day that Mayor Wu said community organizations are pulling outreach workers out of the area because it's become too dangerous.
Problems have escalated. It's a pressure cooker a couple blocks away.
Just blocks from the brownstones that line Boston's South End, new video we captured shows a packed row of tents and tarps and a crowd filling up Atkinson Street from one end.
Dude, this looks like a festival. If you didn't know any better, you'd say, hey man, this is the homeless lookalike festival. Everybody just dressed up like homeless people and we all go down and have a parade.
To the other. Within minutes of arriving, we watch first responders rush in for multiple medical calls. As city data shows, Boston EMS responses to the Mass and Cass area have doubled from a year ago.
The numbers have grown exponentially this year.
Jonathan Alves is now watching to see if and how the city shifts its response now that Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says the conditions have reached a new level of public safety alarm.
The mayor seems to be acknowledging this for the first time in her administration, that things are out of control.
Hundreds more people have arrived, and so
Mayor Wu says the city is planning to take a major step to address safety concerns after police and first responders have recently been attacked and threatened, and community partners had decided to pull outreach workers away.
Even the outreach workers who have been out there day after day after day are not feeling comfortable, not feeling like they can physically, safely be there anymore.
And some folks are rushing out. We're rushing in there and loving on these people.
Samuel Acevedo is the pastor of one of 4 congregations that make up Miracle Mile Ministries. We watched a group of more than 50 of them stand together in prayer, hoping to reach those who are struggling. Marched into the area that many recovery and housing workers are now staying away from.
Coming together to pray for our community and pray for this stretch of mile, hurt and pain, and we believe that the city is doing the best they can. And
we happened to see those church groups while we were filming in the Mass and Cass area earlier tonight. We've since moved away from there because of how volatile it can be, especially at night. Mayor Wu is not elaborating on what the city's new plan is, but she says one of the major problems continues to be all of those tarps and tents we just showed you in our report that are shielding some of the drug trafficking, human trafficking, and other crimes that seem to be escalating this summer. We're live in Boston, South End. Drew Caritas for your local station.
Human trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and even the reporters don't want to go down there. They said, dude, we had to move away from that area because it's just too damn dangerous. Too damn dangerous. And they say human trafficking. Don't you mean kidnapping people? Selling people into sexual situations they don't want to fucking be in. That's what we're really talking about. They try to church it up a little bit, calling it trafficking. No, you're kidnapping people and doing weird shit, man. Remember we saw the UFO guy yesterday, and I said, man, this dude looks familiar. He's a damn UFO documentarian or whatever the hell. He's a filmmaker. Watch this.
And Jeremy Corbell is a documentary filmmaker who played a big
This guy right here, he was behind the dude the other day with the testimony. Watch this.
role in bringing these questions to the public. If he looks familiar, that's because he was sitting behind Fravor, Grush, and Graves today in that testimony. Okay, Jeremy, thanks so much for joining us. I gotta say, though, man, pilots seeing weird stuff flying around in the sky is one thing, but someone coming along and basically saying what sounds like exactly all of the UFO crash conspiracies I've ever heard growing up, and then saying, I can only share details in a skiff with people who have clearance, like, come on. What's your take on that?
Gotti, I think you know my take, which is that it wouldn't be shocking if you had been paying attention. Why David Grush can't say these things in public realms is because he's a whistleblower. He is exposing something that's been going on a long time. And I'll tell you, I was there all day, days before, helped set this up. They wouldn't allow for a secure facility for him to speak just today. So you have to understand, it's only shocking if you haven't been paying attention. Today was a historic day, Gotti, and I think you understand why. We have never had people of this credential and credibility, not just saying they saw things with their eyes, but backed up by censored data. These aren't just pilots saying they saw something. These are pilots testifying to what's already known.
And one of the most bizarre parts of today is this back and forth where it was like, hey, I want to tell you more, but I can't. We'd have to go into the skiff and you'd have to have clearance. So what happens next?
Yeah, and the thing with the skiff, it kills me too, because if it's groundbreaking, you're talking about UFOs being real, okay? That should be the number one story all over this whole planet if that shit is real. But it's obviously not real, but they try like hell to try to convince you, though. Listen to what he says, and then I will elaborate.
Grush says he's turned over a very specific list of names, hostile witnesses and cooperative witnesses, and specific locations, or a location where a craft may be or crafts may be. Like, what happens next, and how soon are we going to see some of these Congress people go into skiffs and get some of these possible briefings from Grush?
Why do you need to go into a skiff? I'm telling you again. I'm asking again. If it's a real situation, why do they gotta hide shit all secretive? Like, just be out here and go, hey man, this is what it is.
Yeah, so that is correct. So people have to understand that David Grush, so he came to George Knapp, my mentor in journalism, and me first. He came because of reprisal. He came because he was fearful because of this reprisal. We took a lot of time and vetted him. He came forward to the world. He is a true whistleblower, a patriot. He is doing this because it is the...
See how he's reaffirming this dude's credentials? And I don't know this dude from Adam and Eve. I'm telling you, I'm looking at body language. Their questions back and forth. This dude he's part of the plan. All these people look like plants to me.
Thing to do. It's what he was taught to do. Now, why he can't speak openly right there in the public congressional hearing is because he has an ICIG, which is an Intelligence Community Inspector General complaint, a whistleblower complaint under the Presidential Protection Act. This is literally, the world is watching David Grush right now. How we handle David Grush's account, what he saw, what he knows, is how everybody else who is willing to break from the fold and tell the truth to the American public about the presence of UAP or UFO, which is fact, it is true.
Why did they change the name? Because they know UFO has already been clowned on so much. They had to do, we need to think of a whole new term. Let's put some seriousness back to this because everybody's joking on it with little green men, UFOs. Let's call it UAP now. That sounds better. Unmanned aerial phenomenon. Okay. How do you know it's unmanned?
Real. But how you get these people to come forward is how we treat David Grush right now. Let's investigate his claims like the Inspector General did, and by the way, found it credible and urgent what he said. So they found his claims through their own investigation to be credible and urgent. David Grush is telling you...
That's a good point, Sonia. Are these aliens going to put food on my table? Hell no. There was a one from Babylon B did one that said, take me to your leader, and then they showed Joe Biden, and they were like, never mind.
how it is, whether or not you can accept it.
If 10, 15 years ago you would have said, like, what are the chances of us hearing this in Congress? It would have been slim to none. I ask you this, what do you think the chances are today that Grush believes what other people have told him, but that he's been fed lies and misinformation and some sort of psyops?
You know, I can understand that perspective from watching it through television. Honestly, I'm just glad you are covering this, Gotti, because this is news, and your network is covering it because it is news. And sure, what yesterday could have been, we can say, hey, this is unusual to understand today. But those people attacking David Grush and his credibility, this is your time to do your worst. Everything has failed. He is absolutely who he says he is, and I can't wait for him to be able to tell his full story publicly to everybody, because the American public, they don't only have a right to know, Gotti, they have a need to know, because the implications of what he's saying, if they are true, which they are.
Right there, he just caught himself. Now he's saying, let's listen again.
American public, they don't only have a right to know, Gotti, they have a need to know, because the implications of what he's saying, if they are true, which they are true, Gotti. But
boom, right there. He said, if they are true, your journalism questionnaire delivery threw you out right there, dude.
Because the American public, they don't only have a right to know, Gotti, they have a need to know, because the implications of what he's saying, if they are true, which they are true, Gotti, but everybody should make that determination.
Yeah, so he caught himself right there. If they are true.
On their own. This is not somebody that's coming forward as some sort of shill for an intelligence agency. He is going against the grain here. He is trying to be a patriotic American, and you know what? He's succeeding, and it's pretty incredible.
And every other time they say patriotic American, oh, that's white supremacist talk. But all of a sudden, this dude's a patriot. The fuck out of here. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It was like 8 minutes long, but that was the main point I wanted you to catch, is where he was like, oh, and it is real, by the way. Okay. Okay. Yeah, to be fair, anything is possible, but I just don't trust what they share with us. Oh, yeah, for sure. The fact that they are sharing it is questionable to me. They hide everything. Why all of a sudden now? And then be really questioning and tell us, but then don't tell us at the same time. Tell us everything, but then don't tell us nothing. Come on, man. Let's watch this here. Troubleshooters investigate patient dumping outside of a Louisville hospital. Watch this shit. You ain't gonna believe it.
Disturbing scenes on our streets, triggering calls to the Wave troubleshooters alleging patient dumping by local hospitals. Two different $2 million plus patient dumping jury verdicts recently in Kentucky caught our eye. But what really got our attention was where calls to our newsroom led us when we began following up on the complaints. This story begins December 1st at 5 p.m. with a phone call to our newsroom from a horrified University Hospital employee claiming security had just wheeled a woman all the way out to the corner of Hancock and Ali, just off hospital property, dumped the elderly woman out of the wheelchair on the sidewalk, and left. Minutes later, we shot video of her, still in a soiled hospital gown and slippers, breathing hard under a blanket placed over her in 36-degree weather, her stuff in a bag next to her. The employee claimed she sees this a lot. So I started watching, and on December 16th at 7 p.m., 35 degrees outside, I record 3 security guards surrounding an elderly woman with a walker, slowly escorting her out of the emergency room. She can't move fast. It takes several minutes to make it all the way to the same corner of Hancock and Ali. After they have her across the street, off the hospital property, the security guards turn around and go back. When they clear, I catch up to her, and she says she can't breathe.
They told me that I couldn't stay on the premises. Amen.
Were you in there as a patient?
Well, I needed to be a patient because I'm sick.
What's wrong with you?
I've got COPD. I got diabetes.
So they wouldn't even treat you?
The doctor talked to me for 1 minute,
And they told you what?
That I had to leave.
What reason did he give you?
He didn't give me a reason.
She tells me she's homeless.
I've got to go because I'm hurting. I'm in pain.
That's wrong, man.
Car crash, and it completely shattered my hip and pelvis. Right here, I got like 30-something screwed.
Matthew Hauber and his mother claim a similar story. They met us in front of Wayside Mission in the spot where they say he was dumped in October.
Anywhere. And they said, well, we can't find a rehab right now.
Linda Hauber said when Norton Hospital told her they had a room lined up for Matthew at Wayside, she checked it out.
I called Wayside Christian Mission and just to confirm, and they said no. They said, we can't do that. We can't. You know, they have beds and they help them find jobs and stuff, but we don't take medically needy people. We don't do that. And
then she says she had a conference call with the hospital staff.
the social worker said, we're going to take him to a shelter. And I said, which one? And they said, Wayside Christian Mission. And I said, well, I know that's not true because I called them and they don't take him. And then the lady said, the social worker said, well, that's history. Let's think of something else.
Hauber says the next day, her son was unloaded from a transport vehicle on the curb in the rain on Jackson Street in front of Wayside.
I thought they've dumped my garbage. I have to put out to the curb. That's how they dumped my son, like garbage.
Linda Hauber said she was in no shape to care for him at home, and she died after this interview.
They put all their stuff on the sidewalk over there, or they dump them off over here on the sidewalk and get back in that vehicle and get out here just as fast as they can.
Wayside staffer Perry Lane helped Matthew out of the rain and says he witnesses the same kind of thing dozens of times per year from hospitals as far away as Eastern Kentucky. He says they're often lied to about the medical treatment they'll receive at the shelter. What's the worst physical shape you've seen somebody in who was dumped? This guy here was pretty bad.
Paralyzed. People that can't walk, that are totally relied on a wheelchair. Take them out, put them in the wheelchair, throw all their stuff on the and take off.
Wayside's Chief Operating Officer Nina Mosley tells me it's not uncommon. She says they're not trained medically, and sometimes they take patients right back to the hospitals.
How can you dump people? These are human beings. How can you just dump them and leave them? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's unhuman, man.
We detailed these incidents with dates and times to both Norton and University hospitals. Norton Healthcare Senior Vice President Renee Murphy responded in an email that says, in order to safeguard the privacy of patients and in compliance with HIPAA, we are not permitted to discuss specifics regarding a patient's case. There are several details to this case that may not have been communicated to you by the family. As Mr. Hauber has not signed a HIPAA release of information form, we will not be able to share those details with you. University Hospital Public Relations Director David MacArthur replied, they appear to be working on behalf of U of L Hospital. Unfortunately, the images that were provided by WAVE do not reveal enough information to track down additional details or identify whether the individuals on either day sought care from any of our team. What is heartbreaking for U of L Health staff is that we often encounter situations where patients need assistance beyond medical care. As the community's safety net hospital, the challenges are particularly even more acute when providing health care to the unhoused population of Metro Louisville. Community resources are limited, and even when they are available, many individuals that may benefit from those resources still refuse assistance. The Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, known as EMTALA, was passed in 1986 as a federal anti-dumping law. It mandates patients who present to a hospital emergency department must undergo an appropriate medical screening examination by a physician to determine whether they have an emergency medical condition. If they do, they must be stabilized and treated, and an appropriate transfer may take place to another facility with adequate capabilities.
Juries take the hospital's obligations to treat emergency patients very, very seriously.
Attorney Hans Poppy knows that firsthand. He won a $2.3 million patient dumping verdict, most of that in punitive damages, after his client, who was coming to a Lexington hospital by ambulance with a cardiac emergency, was turned away and directed to another hospital.
Juries don't like to punish hospitals.
There aren't many verdicts in Kentucky history favoring plaintiffs in alleged patient dumping cases, but this one is interesting. A $1.5 million verdict awarded in Fayette County to a difficult patient with a history of ER visits, dumped by a hospital, rolled outside in a wheelchair with taxi fare, and hours later, the man was dead of an untreated ulcer. After being reversed on appeal, another jury socked the hospital for $1.45 million.
So what that tells us is if a jury hears a case and they believe that there has been an EMTALA violation where a patient has been dumped or abandoned by the hospital, they really get upset.
Dude, like, I'm worthless, man. We're throwaway. We're garbage, you know?
Now, I was contacted this week by a police officer who worked off-duty at University Hospital who says she emailed U of L Health CEO Tom Miller on March 1st about this issue and what she was witnessing, and she says she was then informed she would no longer be working there. I asked U of L about that. They say the officer was concerned about the same things they are, and they're collaborating to increase community resources for the at-risk populations. As for being let go after her email, U of L would only say that she was employed by a third-party security service.
Yep, so they got that cop fired for trying to be a whistleblower there. Can you believe that shit? Absolutely crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. And those people were homeless, and just like SC Wolverine said, they would take care of them illegals before they'll have anything to do with Americans. Crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. And those security guards, man, how dare they? You gotta be a despicable motherfucker. 3 of them walking that old lady out there. I mean, I know they can't take them home and shit, you know what I mean? So what do you do but despicable? Let's keep this train rolling over here. Shout out to Boomhowers over there on Rumble. What's up, Boom Boom? I'm scared to jump over to just Rumble because the feed's acting crazy on my end. People are saying it's going good though, so if it's going good, let's keep going. I'll check this out. ABL got him a new car. This was ABL's new car. He said, I made my decision. A 2020 Ford Mustang GT Premium convertible. Had less than 10,000 miles on it. He's loving it right now. ABL, big pimpin', spending cheese. Boom, 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 boom. Big pimpin'. ABL about to be rolling fat over there. My super chats got him a new car. Yeah, bring him to another hospital. I don't know, dude. Would another hospital even take him? I don't know if they would. They might. If they had any kind of decency, they would, and then help him file a lawsuit and sue them other fools. No, man, you know phone lines ain't open. I try to cut my shit down. You trying to call in, Boomhauer trying to call in? Let's watch this Joe Biden video. Supposedly being shadow banned by Twitter, this President Trump video. Oh, we're getting the spinny wheel. You know, when we get the spinny wheel, might not go good for us here. Well, god dang. Let's move on to the next one then. Are the phone lines open? You need to call up and tell me or something. Call me up and tell me something. Hopefully it won't knock my stream off. If it knocks my stream offline, you can blame Boomhauer for it. Call me back, fool. Call me back. What's wrong with the phone line? You don't take calls anymore? Yeah, usually whenever I start up Skype, it wants to be stupid. But I got it open right now. And everybody can call in right now if you want to. Call me and tell me about what you think about these stupid ass stories we went through tonight. There's the number for you right there, 615-348-5482. Call me up and tell me all about it, man. Here we go. Boomhauer's calling in. Boomhauer, what's
What up, fool? I'm here to destroy the stream.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna shut this mug down. What's going on, man? I'm just now able to get on because we've been going all night. But I just now logged on and everything. But I want to tell you a story. So I was with a customer yesterday, and I don't ever ask nobody like what they, it's etiquette, man. You can't ask nobody how they voted or what they think about whether they're right side or left side, dumb, whatever. So I was just sitting there working, and dude's sitting there watching me work on his car, and we're talking, and he's talking to me, and he's like, man, he just starts going in. He's from Gallatin, but he's like, man, I was driving through Murfreesboro, and I know nobody know what Murfreesboro is, but you know what Murfreesboro is. But he's like, I went to Murfreesboro because my family was thinking about moving down here, and they were looking for a house. So I was just riding around, man, and I got off at the wrong exit. And when I went to turn around, there was this brand new subdivision. He said, man, it was brand spanking new. And he goes, man, damn, what is this place? So he pulls into it. And he said, dude, when I pulled in there, and this was an old guy. This dude was like he's in his 60s or 70s, this guy was. And he was like, man, when I pulled in there was all these little Mexican kids running around this subdivision that was brand new. Like they just broke ground on it. They only had a few like 4 or 5, 6 houses up. And they were running around in the middle of the street with no clothes on. They just had like diapers and no shirts and just running around in their drawers and their underwear and stuff, running around the middle of the street just being crazy. And there was a dad standing out on the street corner just letting them play in the street. And he said, man, I pulled up to this guy. And he goes, hey, man, what's going on, man? You gonna let these kids play in the street? And he's like, yeah, bro, I'm letting them play in the street, bro. And he's like, man, and then he's like, dude, like, you can't just let them. I said, they ain't got no clothes on, man. And he's like, don't worry about it, bro. He's like, whatever, dude. And then he goes, hey, and this is the kicker right here. He goes, hey, man, are they selling houses in this neighborhood or what? And he's like, no, bro, all these houses are done for, bro. They're paid for, man, paid for. And he's like, paid for? What do you mean they're paid for? You already bought them all? He's like, no, bro, the government bought them, bro. They bought them for us, man. And he's like, what do you mean? And he said, yeah, they bought them for us, bro. I mean, these houses are all paid for, man. Even the ones that not even built yet, man. They are my family and stuff, bro. They're going to move in, man. And they're going to build the houses for us, man. We live here. And he goes, so you mean to tell me this is a full subdivision that they built for y'all for asylum seekers? And the dude said, yep. And he said the government paid for it and everything. He said, dude, I was disgusted, man. I just drove off.
Wow.
How crazy is that, dude?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, honestly. Every time I see some weird shit go down, I'm like, damn, that's kind of wild. But really, it surprises me, but it really don't surprise me. I thought you were going to say that they were all working at the construction site and that was just his kids there.
We're building the houses, bro. My kids are paying too, man. That's why what it's going to say.
Crazy.
No, I was tripping, man. I was like, dude, man, they're getting free housing. But I was like, well, them people in New York going to be pissed.
Yeah, I think they went to the wrong neighborhood.
Them motherfuckers laying on the ground and shit. They ain't getting nothing. So, but as a matter of fact, they are going to get something. If Sonya don't let them in and start feeding them tobacco and whatever she's got over there for them to have, put some noodles in their mouth or something. I don't know. Eric Adams is going to make her house some of these fools before it's over with. But I don't know, man. I thought that was crazy, man. I was like, dude, that's a story, man. I got to call that in. And I couldn't call in ABO last night because I was way too busy. I didn't get to watch his show. So I figured if I got home in enough time tonight, I was going to call you and tell you that crazy story. So, yeah, that was it, man. But
that's crazy.
Free housing, man. All you got to do is go across that water, go bust through that Rio Grande, get on over here, man. Free housing for everybody. It's all good. For 10 years, by the way, so I hear. They don't have to go to court for 10 years. That's insane, but...
Yeah, they ain't never going to show up for those damn appointments.
Say what?
They ain't never going to show up for those court dates.
Hell no. 10 years, man. There's no telling where they would be in 10 years anyway. The kids are already going to be out of school by that time, according to how old they are, and then it won't even matter. They'll be having kids, so...
Well, all the people that vote for that shit, they need to attach a little asterisk to their vote, and it says if you're voting for illegals to come here, you are sponsoring them for the next 10 years. Let them come live in your house. You're physically responsible for them. You're medically responsible for them. You're financially responsible for them. And see how many they let come in then.
Yeah, no, but they do that anyway, man. They got like 13 to a house. They say they always had, as far as whenever we were growing up, man. They had like 16 dudes in one house. They're all painting, they're cutting grass, they're doing all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're already doing that, and they don't even care. But I don't wonder if you heard the story about that dude who took his wife. He said it was his wife. It was his girlfriend, though, and she got pregnant, and he took her to the hospital because she was having a baby. But she was 12 years old, dude, and he was like 26 or something.
Yeah,
I think he was 26.
I did.
He was 20.
Yeah, I covered that story a couple weeks ago, and we had actually covered it earlier before that, but it kind of resurfaced again. So, yeah, crazy as hell. They walked up in there like it was nothing, like, hey, this is my wife. Like, oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And the look on his face was like, damn, dude, all I wanted to do was go to the hospital and get him and have a baby. He's all excited. He's going to have a kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had pictures with him and stuff at the baby shower, and she's just standing there all pregnant, and he's like, yeah, and they had to blur out the kid's face because it's a damn minor. She's not even an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy as fuck.
I don't know, man. I heard that it was from the people I hung out with in Texas. They said it's like a Mexican thing that you find somebody and you court them when you want to marry them, and you find them young and you hang out with them. You tell them, hey, I'm going to be with you, and you start courting them when they're like 14, so that when they turn 18, they're yours then, type deal. It's weird, man. At least that's the family I hung out with.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, y'all crazy.
The way the dude that walked into the hospital, that gave me that exact impression. Like, it's very commonplace. Like, that's just what we do in our culture. Y'all don't do that here? No, fool, what you doing is straight up illegal as hell.
Yep, and that fool had it written all over his face, too. He was like, oh. But you get what you gave, Eddie. It's all good. Anyway, man, get on back to the show, man. I just want to tell you a couple stories, man. I'll holler at you. All
right, man. Peace out.
Peace.
Shout out to Boomhauer for his call. I appreciate him. Crazy as hell. He's always got some funny stories. Story time with Boomhauer. Yeah, it surprises me, but then it doesn't surprise me anymore because they always doing some weird shit. So, let's see. Since we got the phone lines open, if you want to call in and give me some comments, 615-348-5482. Call in and let me talk to you. Was it the Duggars? Y'all remember them damn Duggars? Man, they were crazy. Dude ended up messing around with his sisters, too. That was some weird shit. I knew that dude was suspect. That whole family was suspect. When I seen him on the news that day, I'm like, what the hell? They weird, man. Shout out to Krabby Turtle for this story here. Manchin swipes at Biden, both parties on Fitch credit rating downgrade. Says it's a stark warning. Let's watch this.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
I was just curious if you had any reaction. It seems like the Big Four meeting with Biden today didn't really yield much by way of negotiation.
The only thing, to have 5 of the political leaders for our country walk out of a meeting and not one of them say that we made progress. And now thinking that we're going to be expecting something Friday to happen when unless you get direction from the leadership, staff's not going to. So I guess It's just ridiculous. The country needs better.
So you expected more from this, sir? Senator?
Well, of course he did, dum-dum. Let's see what it says here. Joe Manchin. Let me get down here and take this off so you can't see it anyway. Joe Manchin, Democrat, West Virginia, took a swipe at President Biden, Democrats and Republicans on Thursday in response to Fitch Ratings downgrading the U.S. government's credit rating, saying the AAA to AA plus status shift should serve as a stark warning. The downgrading of America's credit rating by Fitch represents a historic failure of leadership by both political parties and the executive branch. Manchin said in a statement obtained by Fox News, the credit agency specifically cited the decline in governance, erosion of cooperation in the federal government, and ballooning national debt when making the determination to lower our credit rating. They lowered our credit rating. This is a stark warning that cannot be ignored. You must act now to fully fund the government and address our national debt before we wake up to a future where America's superpower status is in jeopardy, which it already is. And we have lost confidence of our allies around the world. Man, they laughing at us. What you talking about? And we're funding their shit too. If our credit rating is so bad, stop giving money to Ukraine. It's dumb as hell, man. I can't fuck with these idiots. And who do we owe money to? They always say national debt, national debt. Who the fuck do we owe money to? China? Oh, goddamn. This was just what I needed to see. This breaking news right here. Nashville Democrat Justin Jones, a member of the Tennessee 3, wins back the Tennessee State House seat after expulsion. So there you go. I told you he was going to come back. And remember what they said last time. When they got kicked out of there for whatever reason they got kicked out of, if they got reinstated, they couldn't get kicked out of there again for it. It'd be like double jeopardy or whatever. Let's watch this. Trump crashes somebody's wedding right here. This is from Benny Johnson. Trump joyfully crashes a wedding at his club after being, quote unquote, arrested for the 40,000th time by the machine. The machine has now thrown all it can at the man. Yet Trump is full of life, listening to the deafening USA, USA roaring from the audience. Let's watch this. Dude, what would you do if you were getting married and Trump came and crashed your wedding? Be like, what the fuck? Oh, shit, yeah. We got to watch this story. Thank God we came across this. Did y'all hear about this story? A woman escaped a makeshift cinder block dungeon in Oregon. A 29-year-old Nagasi Zuberi was taken into federal custody on suspicion of kidnapping across state lines. The FBI believes there are more victims. Watch this shit.
Violent sex offender. That is what the FBI is calling a man arrested July 16th after allegedly kidnapping and holding a woman prisoner in a cinder block cell that he built inside his garage in Oregon. And there is that cell right there. His name is Nagasi Zuberi, though he's also gone by several different aliases: Justin Kuwazi, Justin Heich, and Sakima. And so far, he's been charged with just one count of interstate kidnapping, though that could definitely change. It seems like they're building a case on this guy. Authorities say he is linked to at least 4 more sexual assault cases across 4 different states. He was busted after a sex worker he allegedly picked up more than 450 miles from his home managed to break free from that cinder block cell, a cell with a metal door that only opened from the outside with what looks like just a chair and a light inside. Police say his victim banged so hard on that door that her hands were bloody, but she was eventually able to free herself, to break free from that chamber and flag down a passing driver. Can you imagine? After authorities raided Zuberi's home, they not only found the cell, but handwritten notes describing a disturbing plot for what he called Operation Takeover. One reads, "Leave phone at home. Make sure they don't have a bunch of people in their life. You don't want any type of investigation." Another reads, "Dig a hole straight down 100 feet and lists materials to build what could be a possible dungeon. Concrete block, rubber coat, foam insulation, and waterproof concrete." I mean, people like this live among us. It is truly just disturbing stuff, literally like a horror movie. Here's what Special Agent Stephanie Shark said about it today.
Although law enforcement daily combats violence and tragedy, some cases alarm even the most seasoned investigators, particularly when shocking details are revealed. When police responded to a 911 call in Klamath Falls, Oregon on July 15th, they discovered a makeshift cinder block cell with a metal door and a singular light bulb above for light in a residential garage, and a woman who bravely escaped her terrifying circumstances. Sadly, we believe there are more victims, as well as persons out there who might have vital information relevant to our ongoing investigation.
Gosh, I just hope that woman is doing okay tonight. I want to bring in Mike King. He is a retired homicide detective with 28 years law enforcement experience and host of the podcast Profiling Evil. Mike, thank you for being with me. One of the things I found most alarming about this, besides that picture and all the details, is when they arrested this man, they say that he was holding one of his kids and that his wife was also with him. So apparently, like, this guy had a family while he was doing all of this.
Wow.
You know, we've seen it over and over again.
Dude, how the hell can you be with somebody in a relationship? I know people are very secretive and they do weird shit, but as a woman, I would suspect that you would be so in your man's shit that he ain't gonna be able to have a fucking dungeon in the garage unless he just tells the lady, "Hey, this is the man's area. Don't come out here. Never come out here." I don't know, man. That seems weird as hell to me. But people do it all the time.
Haven't we, Brian, where these people are living these dual lives, this public life of where they go to work, this private life that maybe the family, the wife knows about, and then this secret side where they're predatory and they're committing horrendous crimes like this one. And so it's going to be interesting to see what the response is, how much they really understood what was going on. How could you not live in that house and know that there's a bunker being built in the garage? That's a challenge.
When you heard the FBI agent there say that they believe there are likely more victims out there, are these just women who were also sex workers that perhaps got away, maybe afraid to come forward now because of the nature of the job they were doing? Or what do you think the FBI meant?
Yeah, shout out to Krabby Turtle. He's bonking out. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
Well, I always looked as an investigator at the victimology first and foremost. Why do these people become victims? And what is it that really motivates that offender to select them? Is it the ability to get them away from a normal setting, to get them to a place that most people wouldn't go to in order to do what they do? Or is it they're really focused on a specific kind of thing? Maybe for some in their whacked out mind reason to clear the streets of problematic people, or in other places, just let me find someone who isn't going to be found and not going to be discovered. And we kind of see this in his manifestos, don't we? Where he's indicating find somebody that doesn't have a support system behind them.
It's so sick that they go after these sex workers. We've seen it all over the country because they think that they just don't even matter. Which is obviously so wrong. But back to that picture with the cinder block cell in the garage. I mean, if this guy has a family.
He's linked to sex assaults in 4 other states, so there's obviously more victims. Obviously. And he's got all these manifestos and notes and shit. Like, dude, come on. In his notes, it says, don't take the phone with you. Get the hell out of here. He's trying to cover his tracks, but then making tracks to say don't cover your, you know what I mean? Like, ridiculous.
I mean, didn't someone say, like, why is he building a cell in the garage? Like, do you think anybody knew what was going on?
Yes, Sonia, the victims were in the same house where he lived with his family, yes. In the regular garage, like there weren't no cars in there, you see right here. There weren't no cars in this. It looks almost like a 2-car garage, and maybe this was on one whole side. He probably told her he was making something specific, don't come in here. See, there's the garage door opener. So this would be over probably one whole damn side of the garage if it's not a 2-car garage.
They're such chameleons, and it's really going to be interesting to find out, why is this guy traveling all over the country? Why does making a 400-mile trip to Seattle seem to fit in his daily routine? He could have convinced people he was doing a little cellar to store wine, or he could have been building a home office or a place to store his guns. But when you look at it, it's really pretty poor workmanship. I mean, a stick inside wall, and those cinder blocks, to me, Brian, don't even look like they've been cemented together, that they're just kind of stacked on each other. So it really makes you think about the organization level of this offender too. They had lots of fantasy. He has lots of fantasy going on in his mind, but he doesn't have the know-how to put it together.
Yeah, it's a good point. And the fact, thank goodness she was able to, I mean, she had bloody hands. She was able to bang her way out of that room.
And also, Sonia, the BTK killer's daughter, she addressed the same exact issue when that New York killer, the architect guy, just got busted the other day. I saw her tweet. She said people ask her that all the time. How did her and her mom not know that her father was straight up killing people? And she said she had no fucking idea. He was that good at being a chameleon and convincing people that he was just a regular guy. He looked like a straight up creeper to me. I think a lot of us here can spot these fucking creepers when we see them. And that Dennis Rader dude looked like a straight up creeper. Way more obvious when he's standing in the courtroom, like telling people what he did. They gave him like a last statement, like they did with Lori Vallow the other day. And you heard her crazy ass speech. I could not believe they were letting that man say all the shit that he said in that courtroom. Confessing to everything, telling exactly what he did, how he did it. Crazy as hell. But the fact that they let him do that, I mean, they had more information. I'm sure they told him that already. He told all them already throughout that whole trial and questioning and all that shit. But still, you would think that you would know that something like that's going on in your own damn house.
Thank God. But you make a good point. I mean, doesn't seem, it looks like a cell, but it doesn't seem like the best construction if she was able to just bang herself out. Again, thank goodness it wasn't the best construction. A lot of people on social media I've seen today have been speculating about what this guy may have done for a living, you know, interstate, highways. People were speculating maybe like a truck driver. Do we know anything more about him?
You know, I haven't been able to find anything, and I've been mapping out every resident that he's had in the last 5-10 years. And this guy's all across the country. So is he a guy who's going out and selling door to door in different neighborhoods? Or is he, like you've just said, a truck driver? And, you know, we have this mentality.
Yeah, and as far as the stuff, Sonia says, I get that, but not the shenanigans going down in the same home. He could have put a ball gag in her mouth, and you're making out a little bit of noise, but you're not really getting that attention that you need. Who knows how big that house was even. What's up, Six? Out with friends. I just wanted to say what's up. Hey, man, thanks for popping in for a second. We appreciate you. Have a good time out there and be safe, man.
In law enforcement, that when an event happens, we often think, okay, who done it, and are they right in my neighborhood, rather than thinking of a predator who could be very transient and coming in and out. This map we're looking at, I think, really points out those locations kind of highlighted in red, showing this different states this guy's been living in.
Yeah, very interesting. Like all across the country, you have to wonder what his history is. And by the way, if it wasn't disturbing enough, he apparently...
So this is the map where all the places that he's been living so far. He's been up and down California coast. There's no telling how many murders he's done through there. Oregon. So he's even over to Florida. I mean, everywhere except the Midwest, and they'll probably get him there too. Thank God he didn't go to Tennessee.
Living in.
Yeah, very interesting. Like all across the country, you have to wonder what his history is. And by the way, if it wasn't disturbing enough, he apparently posed as an undercover officer when he tased the victim and kidnapped her. So he was apparently pretending to be a police officer initially. Really disturbing stuff. We're going to stay on this one. And clearly there's likely more victims out there, like the FBI said. Mike King, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. Hope you have a good night. Good to see you too.
Thank you.
Okay, if you have been a victim of sexual assault and need help, and again, people are afraid to come forward. You heard the FBI say that. Don't be afraid. The National Sexual Assault Hotline, they can help. The number is 1-800-656-HOPE. Or if you believe you have been a victim of Zuberi, or if you have any information related to the case, you saw all those states where he lived. So that could be a lot of you. You may have seen something. Visit FBI.gov/Zuberi victims, or you can call 1-800-CALL-FBI.
Wow. Crazy as hell. So yeah, if y'all see anybody, know anybody that's possibly been involved with that guy, you got the number right there. Call him up. And I know there's going to be more people. That's crazy as hell, dude. People that go that far into their fantasies and shit, they're dangerous as fuck, dude. His family was there. He had a child there. That's some balls to build a whole room inside your shit. That's lots of evidence within itself. And then he doesn't want to take his cell phone, and he's making notes on the notepad to say not take your cell phone so he doesn't get busted. Dude, you have all this other evidence that will eventually get your ass busted. All you need to do is have one of them get away. Did he kill people? Was he going to kill her? Does he just let him go after he's done with them? So many questions. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I definitely appreciate y'all so very much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all the platforms, Twitter, Rebel, WOA Reason over there. Also on Instagram. You can get this show on your favorite podcasting platforms. Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, Anchor, Spotify, all that fun stuff. Shout out to my Rebels. Thank y'all very much. Boom. Thank y'all for being here. Sorry the Rumble thing didn't work out. I was kind of iffy about it. Looks like it's still going good over there now, but we still got lots more stories to cover. We'll be here all night. But I definitely appreciate y'all. We did 2.5 hours. This was Kentucky. No, ma'am, that was Oregon, that story there, Sonia, where the guy had the dungeon. Shout out to my moderators, Anthony McQuaid, Atomic Tabasco, Cat F, Zeta Wichi's Cane Sword, Latina and Callie, and the beautiful Miss Sonia Scrapbook. The best damn co-host on the internets. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button. It's over there to your left. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I'll be back on Tuesday for the news show at 7 o'clock. But tomorrow's Friday. We're going to probably do the movie night again. Anthony, you like that damn Hollywood Shuffle? I'm so glad y'all finally got to see that shit because it was amazing. I love that movie. And me and Sonya talked about it after the fact, and it's deep, man. It's several layers deep of messages, acting, performance, music, creativity. It's got so much to offer as a movie. It's very underrated in my opinion. So if you guys get a chance to check that out. I don't know what movie we'll do tomorrow, and I'm not sure if I'll do it because Friday nights is Salty. I want to watch Salty too, but I'd also like to have a movie, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. If I feel up to it, we'll do it. And it'll be a surprise. You'll get a notification. I'll try to put a notification on YouTube in the community tab, so it'll go out that way on YouTube. It'll be on Rumble, so just be looking for it. We'll probably do that on Friday. But thank you guys for being here so very much. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace out.